go through some of my life situations and see if they are indeed resolvable. So, as you guys know, I had a situation with the people next door. There's a few ones, but this one is not a good one for me where they would park in front of the house. If you look at the other live, you'll see. I addressed it in different ways. I've asked them before. They know that I'm a private person. I've been living here for about 4 years. Right beside them, they've been here a little bit earlier than me. I usually just ask their guests, and usually the guests nicely move. But as of late, today, um, again, the guests would move. But then when I speak to the owner, saw me ask one of them to move, and the guest was very kind about it. But the owner of the house, or the head of that household, didn't appreciate it, right? So I saw it in his face, and then that guest moved, and it would have continued to be that way. But what happened was he wanted to show and set the precedence, and I think he owns a company, and those may be employees selling food or not food to their employees. I don't know what's going on over there, but so so I went and I asked him. I said, hey, are you the owner of the house? I didn't realize he was driving the truck. He says yes, and I said, if possible, can you please not have you or your guests park in front of my house. If you could use the space in front of your home or on the other side where your friends are, I'd really appreciate it. And he says, oh, I'll just move in a minute. And so it's microaggressions. He had me there waiting for like 10 to 15 minutes, right? And then, finally he went to his car and he said he forgot his keys and whatever. And I said, just as a matter of mutual respect. And I think that the camera's not actually catching it. So yeah, there's this other situation here. Just as a matter of mutual respect, just as a matter of mutual respect, I would appreciate it. Let's take a look. Well, he's gone now, but I don't know. But as a matter of mutual respect, I would appreciate it. And he just kind of blew it off, and it's to show his employees how that's handled. So, then another car comes, does the same thing. Then after that, another one comes and does the same thing. And actually, when I turned around this time, they had actually pulled the sign off of the stand. They actually pulled the sign off of the stand. And he says to me, well, the next time that happens, just call the police. And I'm just saying, if you could just ask them, because they don't have no problem when I ask them, they move, and I said I wasn't calling the police because typically I don't want that issue. And normally it doesn't resolve anything. It doesn't resolve anything for me. It just continues to be, if anything, it's like I'm the lesser than, you know what I'm saying? But I saw that it would continue. And, the lady got in the car, and I saw on the camera, the lady got in the car, she laughed at it and, left it right there. And I guess maybe they heard me calling the police, and so they went and they moved it. The signs that I put up first were very non-intrusive. Police car just drove right past me. So I don't know if he's going to back up. Nope. I think that he's going to continue to drive past and ignore me. Yeah, he continued to drive right on past. So that was probably the one. So I did call, and I'm just going to see what was going to happen. So I've seen other people with the same situation on, on TikTok, but it's usually not the person that's complaining about it that's recording it. It's the person that says, oh, this is a public street, so forth and so on. But just to go over what the dispatcher said at 911, they said, hey, definitely, we can get them to stop parking in front of your house if that's the problem. I said, okay, fine. But again, police are allowed to lie. So she's asking me for my full name. She's asking me for my phone number. And I've already I gave her in the conversation, I gave her my full name, and I gave her the address, and I told her the situation. So, and then a police car just drives right by me, so, so I don't think nothing's going to happen, so I'll let you guys know how it goes. But that's what I did. I did everything I could. And that's the thing, though. And then I thought of other ways to handle it if it continues. But when I took a look, those other ways aren't viable. You know what I'm saying? I thought of those other ways, but they're not viable ways to manage that, without me being, the person in the wrong. And I don't want to be in the wrong. So Um, so the question is, I think that was the person I was supposed to be about. But the question is, when it comes from that, then, how do I handle that? What do I do? Um, I don't know, but we'll talk it through and think it through because this is gonna be all day long, just numerous cars, numerous cars coming through. So, and the thing is that if I'm not willing to take it up legally, then what's the problem? Somebody says hello. Let's see who said hi to me. And just so you know, my site isn't that great. This is Vernon Gillen. This is hi, but you know, and the lady that came out and laughed, the lady with the blue shirt. She came. Let me show you. She came and actually, I just put that sign back up. She actually, they came and knocked down both signs intentionally. Ain't that something? Because I literally just put it up. So she came and she knocked down both. And I think what was dependent on was that I wouldn't turn around and look, which I didn't because I'm timid. So they already know my spirit that I'm not going to turn around and look, that I'm going to afford them the privacy they deserve. So that's what they're doing. They're coming down. It's not they, it's that one lady. And I think what it is that she's an employee. See, that's firmly attached, no parquet. I think that one lady is an employee. I think that one lady is an employee of that guy. And so she's showing her solidarity like anyone would do in the workplace. So she came back out after that guy came. And she actually came and knocked us down. So these are firmly attached. So. So this is firmly attached. I don't think the police are. I wish he was there. I'm not walking. I'm in front of my yard, in front of my house. But yeah, I don't think they're gonna do anything. So, but yeah, these are firmly attached. So yeah, they're pulling them down. Just so you see, firmly attached. Well, maybe not. Let me fix that a little bit better. But this is good, conflict management. How do you address conflict when it comes up? Do you address it professionally? Do you get the result? Now that's the part. I know that I address it professionally, but is it really professional if it's not getting the result that you want? Is it professional? So yeah. So I think, like I said, the police never do nothing. So that was just a big old waste of time because I think that officer that drove by, was probably the one, right? He probably said, "Well, I drove by. There was nothing going on," and that's it. He's not gonna get involved. But so what I learned from this is I came and checked it, and it wasn't as firm as I thought it was. So it's possible he could have came down on his own. Also, possibility that she knocked it down. And what I also learned from this is that if I have a situation, see this bag. If I have a situation where, again, that anxiety and like I said, it's not, and I don't like using that word because different people handle situations, confrontation, different ways. So, like for me, when I saw that person come up, I didn't want to address it. I didn't want to. And so I knew that whoever the guy was, I kind of waved at him and said, okay, just a little bit of time, okay, fine, right? But then the girl in the blue smock. And again, I think that she works for this guy. Hugs and kisses. Thank you for the hugs and kisses. I appreciate it. I think she works for that guy. And so she's trying to show solidarity, with him. So, given the benefit of the doubt, it could have gotten down on its own, but it was there the whole time up until after she got out of the truck. So, but I called him. And like I said, nothing happened. And I should have logged the time that I called, but I can log the time right now. But within 3 minutes, because they've been circling the neighborhood, supposedly for me, I'm under investigation. I don't know if that's true or not. It may be, but like I said, it doesn't surprise me if I was, since the world is so crazy. But yeah, they did absolutely nothing. So, I can expect that if I call, and let me tell you about the last time that I called, which was years ago, and that's what made me say I was never going to call them ever again. The last time that I did that, the last time that I did that, nope, nothing. They're not coming. That was a person that was supposed to be out here that drove right past, you know. And I gave them my address. I gave them the address of the people next to me. So police are worthless, absolutely worthless. So anyhow, so what do you do? So now I see the situation because I don't ever want to be in the wrong. So we're gonna talk it out. So I saw the situation. What I learned from this so far is that they're trying me, and they're trying me because they want to see if they call the police. If the police are called, will they do anything? You know, because if there's nothing that's going to be done about it, they're going to continue to do that. Then the one girl that's there is an instigator. You know, so she's instigating and it's to smooth with her boss or to be in that person's favor, oh, they can't do anything about it. So, but it shouldn't really be about that, that you can't do anything about it. So, we're not going to behave, there's else. I shouldn't have to call the police. And I guess the police isn't coming anyway, so it doesn't matter. So how do I handle it? So the alternate things that I had in mind before are not viable, right? I posted the signs. I think I'm going to keep doing that, even if they get hurt or be, even if they get knocked down or they knock them down. And then I will be aware. I do have the cameras up, but if I do see parking, do I say anything? I don't know, because that's getting the police involved, because I've called the police. They're not coming, or they did come, but they ignored everything, right? Or the person that was dispatched called someone else and said, oh, you drive by there and let me know. And he's like, oh, there's nothing going on, So I don't know, or maybe they'll try to catch me by surprise and come like 5 hours later, And then, of course, they always get busy. So how do I feel about calling the police? I shouldn't have called them, because I shouldn't have called them. Because now it's just a waste of my time. And then you have an expectation, and you already know that. That's a horrible feeling. So what do I do? So now I know that I already knew that I couldn't call the police, even though they said, oh yeah, we can, we can stop them from parking in front of your house, So I just know not to call them anymore. But I did get a little bit triggered in this one, because the girl actually laughed, because the guy was there. The person that owned the house was there. He didn't say anything to those people. And the guy that was there, I thumbs upped him, so what, and then after I did that, that would have been okay. But the girl had something smart to say. and that's what triggered me, because after it was done and over, I'm like, okay, what do I do? She goes into the truck and then goes to get something and come back right out to show that, hey, I'm going to stay here, the same way that Black folks do. People that, feel like they don't have any choice but to be harsh like that, because being nice is a privilege. So I don't know how to handle none of that. So yeah, I don't know how to handle any of that. But I have to think about it, because it's going to continue to be a thing, especially if I'm outside and I'm working. And maybe that's why another reason I stopped coming outside. One, odd ass people approaching me. Two, because things like this happen that trigger me, and I'm not ready to handle it. So to ask myself, how am I going to handle this? How am I? So, like I said, I've done everything that I could. I guess because they're guests and I could tell they're not really close, I could just greet them nicely and ask them, please, I'd appreciate it if you don't park here, I don't know. I don't really know how to handle that. So I don't know. And I'm mad at myself because I called the police and the police drove by and just kept going. And I know that they're not coming. And then if they do come, it's going to be, like all of a sudden as a surprise, or they'll wait till I'm gone. Because for some reason, this is the way my luck goes. They'll wait till I'm gone and go to them first, you know, and then come to me in an antagonistic way. So I'm just trying to figure it out because I don't like that. But what can I do? You know, I mean, I guess I could laugh at it. That's all I can do. I mean, I tried. And then if I continue to address it, will it be turned around on me? You know? I don't know. We'll just have to see. But it does trigger me. It does trigger me. But then I have to realize too that that's the purpose. It's a it's kind of a power thing in a way, you know. It it does trigger me. And that's it's meant to trigger you because when you get triggered, then you show weakness. And when you're weak, you may behave in a way that's inappropriate, right? Don't forget your crown. So I'm gonna go ahead and post that up there. It's gonna happen again, and when it does, I'll address it then. I'm not sure um, what else to do, but for right now, the way that I addressed it is I went to check. What did I learn from that? That's the important thing. I learned that when you feel uncomfortable, turn around and address it. That's one. The second thing I learned is to check on it because perhaps there'd be something that you could do a little stronger. You know, those things weren't attached as firmly as I would like, even though they were there the whole time until that lady came, you know, went back to that truck. I saw it on the camera this way. Um, so address it, you know, turn around and look, smile and wave. If I have to interact nicely, try to, but address it. And then if you don't want to address it, just keep a log of all the times and all the instances. And you know that you've already talked to the manager of the house, but I'm not going to do anything legally. You know, I said I wasn't going to, and if I do, it's not going to pan out to anything. It's probably going to be bad on my part because it just works that way. But so I don't want to say defenseless because I haven't given up yet, but I feel like, um, I don't know. I want to figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out, and I'm gonna figure it out in a way that's good. But I'm gonna go ahead and post. Don't forget your crown because I think it's important for me to remember that. So, but anyways, I'll be back the next time it happens or the next time I get triggered, which I'm sure they're gonna try to trigger me again today. But we'll see. We'll see.